Here's what you need to know about the swim in Oceanside. Traditionally, it's a very cold swim. However, this year it looks like the water is going to be a little bit warmer. So it'll still feel cold because it'll be, rather than in the 50s, it looks like it might be somewhere in the 60s. So still a cold water swim. So be prepared for that. If there is a warm up swim and you are able to take advantage of that, we would always suggest you do that, but also have a plan for how to deal with staying warm between the time you get out of the water and the time you start your swim. Additionally, you want to make sure that you have tinted goggles because you traditionally swim back into the sun. So that can be hard when it's dark to start, but know that you might be facing some serious sun as you swim in, as the sun comes up. If that is the case, remember that all you need to do is see a person in front of you or something very close to you, and you don't need to worry about things far in the distance. Finally, let's talk about the bike in Oceanside. So the most important thing that we want to go over is that the roads can be rough in Oceanside. So make sure that whatever your bottle cage setup is, that they are tight and they are secured in there. Do not mess around with that. Test that out and make sure that you have secure bottles. You don't want to lose nutrition on the course on race day. Additionally, this is an easy bike to expend too much energy at the start. So start that bike ride with patience, as the second half of the course is where we see most of our elevation. There is a speed limit. Mind that speed limit. Don't get a penalty because of that. And finally, there is a little bit of a tricky turn into T2. So know that part of the course. You won't really be able to preview most of the course because it is not accessible prior, but know the tricky turn closer to transition and you should be all set for a great day. While the run at Oceanside appears to be pretty flat and fast, it can be deceivingly hilly. So there are some ramps, there are some turns, and there are some pretty good kickers on that run. So don't go off on that bike thinking this is going to be a flat and easy run. It is a sneaky hard run. You want to make sure that you are prepared for it feeling warmer than you might have expected, because there are parts of the run that don't have any shade, and there are buildings blocking the wind. So pay attention to your energy, your fueling, and know that when it's hard for everyone. Oceanside has one transition zone, and which makes it easy, but make sure that you spend some time prior to the race getting to know the way that the transition works, the flow of the transition. So pay attention to landmarks, pay attention to where your bike is located to those landmarks, know the flow of the in and out so that you don't wind up struggling on race day. Finally, a pro tip is that we want to make sure that with the changing temps throughout the day, so it starts very cool in the morning and the run will feel much warmer, that you're prepared for that, if not with physical gear as well mentally. So some athletes will choose to not have a lot of extra gear on, and some athletes might wear gloves on the bike in the morning. Know yourself, know what feels comfortable, know what you can deal with, and have a plan for the difference in temperature from the start of the race to the finish of the race. Good luck on race day.